What is up, guys? It's the NJB here, and today I'm just going to be making a quick video just talking about how I like how the Flash has changed so far in Season 4. So, first of all, what I want to say is that there are going to be spoilers in this video. I'm not specifically going to call out like specific episodes, but I'm going to be talking about the Flash like in its entirety, kind of. And I might talk about some things that if you haven't watched all the episodes of The Flash, including the one that aired last night in Season 4, then you probably don't want to watch this video if you care about spoilers. But if not, then go ahead and watch it. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to say that I like about Season 4 so far is that most of the time I'm not questioning what characters are doing. I'm not questioning their choices. I'm not saying, well, a regular person wouldn't do that. They're being stupid. They're being like dumb cliche. Bad things aren't happening in the show just because a character was being too stupid, too naive, and making pretty much mistakes that they never would have made unless the plot demands it. I'm not saying that in my head in any of the moments in Season 4. I mean, I am maybe a few times, but definitely not as much as I was in the previous seasons. And I really like that. I mean, I'm going to be honest, in a lot of CW shows, even like the Arrow, the 100, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl. I mean, a lot of these shows, when you watch these shows and you constantly have to tell yourself why the character is making this choice, would a real person do that? This is kind of ridiculous. I mean, when you have to keep saying that, it kind of ruins the show. And it's like the writers sometimes feel like that you're just going to go with whatever they write, and whatever happens in the show, it happens, and that's that. For example, like in the end of Season 2, when Barry went back in time and he caused Flashpoint. So he basically stopped his mom from being murdered by a Reverse Flash and stuck him in the prison. This was very stupid. I mean, I don't remember the exact amount of time that his father was locked up, but I don't know if he like really thought about that. That's like going back and changing that moment. That's changing a lot of his life and changing the life around him. Like, think of everyone he's helped as the Flash. Think of like the particle accelerator explosion. I mean, all this stuff would just happen in different ways. And I think it's kind of like common sense to really understand that there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. The world's going to change a lot because he wouldn't be growing up with Joe and Iris, and he wouldn't meet the same people. Like, he would have actually met the real Harrison Wells and probably been a Flash through that particle accelerator explosion. And just a lot of stuff would have changed, but he doesn't even consider that. He's just like, I'm gonna go back in time, I'm gonna help my mom, and yeah, nothing's gonna happen. And I just think it was stupid. I mean, he literally just stopped Zoom and got everything back to normal, but he still wanted to go back in time and mess everything up, and he did. He caused Cisco's brother to die. He caused a new co-worker that he basically had a lot of problems with, and kept bringing back Metis back to them, giving them their old memories. He made Caitlin Killer Frost, and she could have been like that before, but the way the show makes it seem like everything's Barry's fault, I probably doubt that. And he also kind of brought about the Savitar problem. Savitar did say that Flashpoint is the reason he was able to escape the Speed Force and kind of give Wally and like use Wally to get out. And that wasn't explained too well, but the whole consensus is that Barry does something stupid and a bunch of stuff happens. And I'm kind of glad they changed that in this season, because it is just so ridiculous watching a show. This can be like any TV show, when everything around the show revolves around the main character being blamed for everything. And honestly, I really hate that. It's just like so depressing, and it just makes the show completely boring to watch. And that's what I really hated about the last 2 seasons of The Flash. And I like that this season, Barry, he's not causing the problems that he has to deal with or the plot in the show. It's DeVoe, and now he actually has to solve the problems and find a way to stop DeVoe. And that's what the show has been lacking. In the previous seasons, he caused the problems for himself, and now he actually has to fight someone who seemingly knows everything and can control everything and has pretty much all power, and he's completely unpredictable. Now that presents Barry with a challenge, and in the process is creating a good show. We had no idea what DeVoe's planning to do next. No one really saw him taking the bodies of the metas he created and taking their powers, kind of like the way Apocalypse did in X-Men Apocalypse. Like, he's taking their powers the same way, and no one could have saw that, and especially not Barry. So the team doesn't know how to deal with him. Now DeVoe has the power to animate objects. He can control electronics. He can create bad luck for anyone around him. He can read people's minds. He can shrink stuff. I mean, DeVoe's basically all powerful right now. So how's Barry going to stop that? We don't know. We do know he's going to have a neural inhibitor, just because it was said in the last season, but we really don't know how he's going to stop DeVoe overall, and we definitely don't know what DeVoe is going to do next, because we have a lot of episodes to go. So it's really making the show a lot more exciting, knowing that Barry, like, the show shifted from everything being Barry's fault to now the team has to work together to stop DeVoe, and that's basically how a superhero show should be, and that's what I'm really liking. I really like that I don't have to question like all the main characters' choices anymore. I mean, I really think it's really done enough to the show to change it and make it more enjoyable, and that's what I've really been hating in the last few seasons. So that's basically, in a small nutshell, that's basically why I'm liking the show so far. It's just much more entertaining. I'm not frustrated at all the characters anymore, and I'm just really liking the villain. I'm liking where the show's going, and yeah. So I'm no like a professional critic or reviewer, so this video was just kind of like my opinion and kind of how I was feeling about the season so far, because I really felt like I really needed to say that I really like the show so far, and I really think it's come a long way than it has the past 2 seasons, because I think like both Flash and Arrow, those are my 2 favorite DC shows at the moment. I guess Black Lightning's kind of getting there right now, but Flash and Arrow, I think they've both been getting worse since their first season. Flash, season 4 so far, it seems to be pretty much as exciting as the season 1 for me at the moment, but I want to see how it ends before I can say that. But Arrow, so far it's been getting worse like every season, so there's not much we can say about that. But I hope that Arrow can improve, because I really do want to see these shows do better. But that's basically it for the video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been NJB, and I'll see you guys in the next one. More videos coming soon. Cheers, mates.